You have the wrong dashboard. In your business, do you have the wrong dashboard or an incomplete dashboard or a misdirected dashboard? Because most dashboards measure metrics, things that are easily measurable. And that's the fundamental flaw of dashboards and the concept of measurement. They are important, but typically, if you look at a business and you say, what are you measuring? You're typically measuring things that are financial or they are easily measurable, translatable into a metric, something that we've always measured, something that we have done it this way for a long time, or we got really creative and we dug and dug and dug and we created a new metric. But ultimately, we typically create a metric that's easy to measure. And we hope that it measures something that matters. See, that's the question. Does it measure something that matters? Now, I'm not suggesting that your dashboard doesn't measure things that matter, but it's missing, most likely, a lot of things that really matter. I recently read something that went something like this, that the problem with many dashboards and metrics and measuring is it does not measure the space between intention and impact. It doesn't measure the space between intention and impact. Now, most impact is on two groups. One is the most important, which is people. Impact is typically what happens to people. Now, we also have impact on process or efficiency, but typically that also lands on the people. Because if we have an inefficient model, if we have an inefficient system that requires a lot more extra work or high touch, that falls on the people. And it's amazing to me because I often work with so many companies that outwardly and even inwardly, if you look at the books and their dashboard, they're doing well, they're growing, they're profitable, they're acquiring new clients, all these things. But when you talk to their people and you talk to them and find out what their experience is, which is not in any way measured in the dashboard, you find out there's some massive gaps. Now, those gaps are going to do what? Are they going to fuel the system, make it more efficient? No way. So the point is, whatever success they're having is less than its full potential because the people points are the friction points. When you have people in an organization saying, I don't feel heard, I don't feel valued, and not just one person, but many, or people in the organization saying, we're not a very efficient organization. We don't communicate well. Our meetings are horrible. All of those things are the types of things that are not getting measured in your dashboard. So my encouragement is this, strong encouragement. Take a look at your dashboard. First of all, is it measuring things that matter or just things that are easy that everybody's measured before? If not, change it. And then look, is it measuring things that relate to people, even if those are difficult to measure? Are they measuring engagement and not your typical surveys? Those surveys get done once a year or every 5 years, and then you throw them away and we don't act on them. Are they measuring the level of commitment? Are they measuring the level of empowerment? Are they measuring the levels of growth in their people? Are they measuring the level of satisfaction? And by the way, are you measuring it in ways that you're likely to get solid results? Because when you go to your people, even if it's anonymous, and ask them how things are, if you haven't done a good job of building trust, there's another measurement for your dashboard, you're not going to get reliable results. So look at your dashboard. If you have one, are you measuring what matters or measuring what's easy? Are you measuring your intention or are you measuring your impact? Take a look. Maybe it's time to change your dashboard.